friends, it's so great to see you again today, and I'm so happy that you're here and you're ready to work on all your math skills so that you can be a math wizard in first grade. Your first grade teachers are going to be so proud of you. Oh my gosh, so let's get ready and to go over our math vocabulary before we get started with our lesson, because these words are so important. We have to be able to know them and use them and understand them so that we can apply them to all of our math skills. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, add. Can you tell me what that is? Yes, great job. That's when you put two groups of numbers together and that number gets bigger, and that is called addition. Awesome job. An equation, can you tell me what an equation is? Yes, awesome job. Here's an example of an equation. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So you're using your symbols and your numbers, and you have your total there. Okay, plus. Do you remember yesterday how we made it with our hands? Can you show me? Yes, there's our plus sign. Great. What's an addend? That's a really big word. You're right. It's the numbers that we're adding up together. Awesome. What does equal mean? Can you show me with your hands the sign? Yes, awesome job. And what's a sum? Yes, that's the answer. Great. Now, yesterday we worked on two new words. We have one-digit number, like the number 8. Can you think of another one-digit number? You're right, 5. Awesome. And we have two-digit number, which is that special number 10. But there's also two-digit numbers. Can you think of another two-digit number? You're right, 20. Awesome job. Now, I was so excited about these vocabulary words that I forgot. So we need to warm up. Okay, here we go. Let's warm up our brains and our hearts so that we're ready to learn. Warm it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warm up that brain. Warm it up. Warm it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Warm up that heart so that you love this lesson. Are you ready to go? Okay. So in this last lesson, we solved problems with the sum of 10. Today, we will find all the possible pairs of addends that make 10. Addends, remember, are those numbers that we add together. Then we'll practice finding pairs of addends that make 10 on number puzzles. So for this next part of our lesson, we're going to make an organized list to see if we have all the pairs of addends that make 10. What is the greatest number of red counters you can place on your 10 frame? 10. Awesome. So let's fill in your 10 frame with 10 red counters. So on my chart here, I'm going to put 10 under red. So we have 10 red counters. And that means we also have 0 yellow counters. So now I want to list the next greatest number of red counters. How many red counters do we have now? 9. How many yellows do we need to make 10? 1. That's right. So we have 9 and 1. Okay. Now, let's keep going. If I only have 8 red counters, how many yellows do I need to make 10? You're right, 2. So 8 red and 2 yellow. Let's keep going. So what if I have 7 red counters? How many yellows do I need to make 10? 3. Great job. Let's keep going. How many red counters do I have now? 6. And how many yellow are needed to make 10? 4. Great job. How many red counters do I have? 5. My top row is filled. Now, how many yellow counters do I have to make 10? 5. Great job. All right, let's keep working. How many red counters do I have now? 4. And how many yellow counters are needed? 6. Great job. How many red counters do I have now? 3. And I need 7 red counters. How many red counters do I have? 2. And 8 yellow counters. How many red counters do I have? Just 1. And how many yellows do I have to make 10? 9. Can we have 0 reds? Yes. If we have 0 reds, how many yellows do we need to make 10? 10. Wow, great job. If I have 10 reds and 0 yellows, how many counters do I have in all? 10. So what equation can I write? 10 plus 0 equals 10. Great job. Now let's continue to write the equation for each of these atom pairs. 9 plus 1 equals 10. Say it with me. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 7 plus 3 equals 10. 6 plus 4 equals 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 4 plus 6 equals 10. 3 plus 7 equals 10. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 1 plus 9 equals 10. And 0 plus 10 equals 10. Wow, look at all these different ways that we have made 10. How do we know we have all the possible pairs of addends that make 10? I'm going to give you some think time. How do we know we have all the possible pairs of addends that make 10? Awesome, you're right. This list is complete because there can't be more than 10 reds and there can't be fewer than 0 reds. We have all the numbers between 0 and 10. Wow, great job. What do you notice about 10 plus 0 equals 10 and 0 plus 10 equals 10? Right, awesome job. They have the same addends, but in a different order. These two equations are related because they have the same addends, but in the opposite order. What other pairs of equations are opposites like this? Do you see any other opposites? Right, 9 plus 1 and 1 plus 9. Let's connect them. Do you see any other opposites? Yep. 8 plus 2 and 2 plus 8. Are there any other opposites? Yeah, 7 plus 3 and 3 plus 7. Any other opposites? Yeah, 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 6. The equation 5 plus 5 equals 10 doesn't have an opposite because both addends are the same. You guys are working so hard. I'm so proud of you. Look at that huge list of addend pairs that we made. Let's continue on by looking at some puzzles. And in these puzzles, we're going to look for number pairs that make 10. So in this puzzle right here, there are 4 numbers. Let's identify pair of numbers that add to 10. You may use the list right here to help you if you're unsure which pairs have a sum of 10. And you can also use your 10 framing counters if you're not sure. Do you see any add-in pairs that make 10? Yeah, I see 6 and 4. It's right here. 6 plus 4 equals 10. Do you see any other add-in pairs? Yeah, 2 and 8. It's right here. 2 plus 8 equals 10. Wow. Give yourself a big pat on the back. That was really hard. So now we're going to see if we can solve an add to 10 puzzle with one of the numbers missing. And this puzzle will have to figure out the missing number. First, let's identify our pair that has a sum of 10. Which numbers in the puzzle add to 10? Well, I know it's not 3 to 5 because that's not on my list over here. I think it's 3 to 7 because 3 and 7 equals 10. So I'm going to circle 3 plus 7. Look at the number that is left, the 5. What number can we add to 5 to get 10? Let's see. So if I have 5 counters, I'll need 5 yellow. 5 plus 5 equals 10. So I'm going to write 5. There we go. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Great job. All right, let's look at this next number puzzle. Let's first identify which number pair makes 10 and draw a loop around it. Ooh, I see 1 and 9 over here. 1 plus 9 equals 10. Now we need to know what number goes in the blank. What number added to 8 makes 10? We can use our chart over here. Oh, I see 8 plus 2 equals 10. So I can write 2. And there's my number pair. 8 plus 2 equals 10. Great job. Now let's get out our workspace book and work on some more number pairs together. And you'll have an opportunity to work on some by yourself to let us see how much you learned. Have 4 squares like the ones that we've been working on. Let's look at one of the bigger puzzles together. Let's look at puzzle number 7 on page 12. In this bigger puzzle, you're going to loop pairs of numbers that have a sum of 10. The numbers must touch either on a side or at a corner. Okay, so here's the number 6. What number plus 6 makes 10? You're right, 4. So we're going to loop 4 and 6 in your workspace book. Now let's look at this 3 down here. What number added to 3 makes 10? You're right, 7. Is there a 7 in the puzzle touching this 3? Yes, it's touching at the corner. Let's loop it the 3 and the 7. So you're going to continue on working on page 12 by yourself. And when you're done, make sure you show your teacher so she can see how much you've learned. Now, if you've made a mistake and you have to redo a couple, that's okay. Just keep trying and don't give up. All right, let's continue on to our next lesson. And we're going to look at some quick look cards. These cards are 10 frames, each with a different number of counters pictured on them. How many counters are on this 10 frame? 5, you're right. You don't need to count because you knew that when the first row of a 10 frame is filled, there are 5 counters. 5. Now, how many counters are in this 10th frame? You don't need to count because a full 10th frame holds 10 counters. You're right, there's 10. How many counters are in this 10th frame? 7. You don't need to count them one by one. You know that the top row is full, and then you can count on from 5. 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 in all. You know that the full frame has 10, and there's 3 less. Now you get to see the quick look cards for only a short time. You can look at the quick circle cards online, and this is how I'm going to go through them really quickly, and you're going to have to count the quick circle cards really fast and tell me how many there are. So they're going to be in lesson number 9, and they're down here, quick look circle cards. And so we're going to have them be random, and we're also going to then set a timer so that of how long you want to have to count and to think how many there are. So let's do 3 seconds. And then we're going to do random. And so you're going to have 3 seconds to look at the quick look circle cards, see how many there are, and then tell me the number. Okay, let's go. How many are there? You got it. 10. How many? 7. That's right. How many? 2. You did great. Let's keep going. How many? 6. Awesome job. Ooh, what's that one? 6. That's pretty easy. How many? 2. Awesome. Last one. Right, there's 5. Great job. Quick look circle cards are great to help us find and look at the 10 frames really quickly and know how many we have without counting. How many more counters are needed to fill the 10 frame to make 10? So we're going to use the quick look circle cards online to find out how missing add-in pairs. So I'm going to choose this one. Okay, so here is a 10 frame with 9. Now, how many counters do you see in the 10th frame? Right, 10. Now, I can write an equation for how many more are needed to make 10. 9 plus blank equals 10. So let's write that. 9 plus blank equals 10. The 9 tells how many counters are shown. The blank is for how many more are needed to make 10. How many empty boxes do you see? Oops. That's right, 1. What is the missing add-in? 1. Let's write that equation again. 9 plus 1 equals 10. Now I will show you another quick look card. When you look at it, decide how many counters you see and how many more counters are needed to fill the 10 frame to make 10. Okay, how many counters do you see? Right, 7. So I can write an equation that shows how many more to make 10. 7 plus blank equals 10. The 7 tells me how many counters are shown. The blank is for how many more are needed to make 10. How many empty boxes did you see? You're right, 3. How many more counters to make 10? 3. 1, 2, 3. What is the missing add-in? 3. So 7 plus 3 equals 10. We need to practice some of our skills in our workspace book. So let's open up to page 15 in our notebook, and I'm going to show you online. So we're working in lesson number 9 on page 15. For each problem, first look at how many counters are on the quick look card. Then write an equation with a blank for the missing add-in. Then write an equation with a solution. Let's do the first problem together. How many counters do you see on the tens frame? Right here. Yes, 6. So write an equation with a blank. 6 plus blank equals 10, because we're filling up that tens frame. How many empty boxes are on the tens frame? Write an equation. So how many empty boxes do you see? 4. So we have 6 plus 4 equals 10. So you're going to do that for each problem, and then when you're all done, show your teacher how hard you work. You need to get up and stretch. Just pause the video and do 10 jumping jacks, 10 spinnies, and 10 jumps like a frog. Okay, and when you're ready, just press play and we'll keep working. Okay, we're going to work on now page 16 of the workspace book, in your workspace book. Now, this is how you do this page. You're going to fill in the number that makes 10 in each equation. Let's do the first problem together. 8 plus blank equals 10. What number will you write in the blank? You can check with your tens frame and counters. Let's see, 8 plus equals 10. It's 2, so I'm going to write 2. You will also solve more add to 10 puzzles like the ones you did before, down here, where you're going to draw a loop around the pair of numbers with a sum of 10. So let's do this first page. Okay, I see a pair, 5 plus 5, that equals 10. Now 3 plus what? What do I need to add to 3 to get 10? Remember, you can use your quick look circle cards and your 10 frames and counters to help you. 3 plus 7, that equals 10. Great job. Now, when you're done working on this page, show your teacher and she will see how smart you are and how hard. It's 15 and 16 and your teacher has checked your work. You can also play this game called Make a 10, and your teacher will give it to you. So to play this game, you can play with a partner or you can play by yourself with, and your partner can be someone at your house or maybe one of your stuffed animals. And you will need a spinner, and to make a spinner, you can just use a pencil and a paper clip. So you're first going to use your pencil and your paper clip. You put your paper clip down and then your pencil at the end, and you'll spin it around the paper clip around the pencil. So you're going to first spin the spinner, and then you're going to write that number somewhere on the grid. And then you're going to, your partner's going to spin the spinner. And then they're going to write that number somewhere on the grid. Now, each person takes turns trying to write a number next to another number so that the two make a 10. So you're going to keep going like that until the grid is full. And then the winner is the player with a greater number of points. So every time you are able to draw a loop around two numbers, you get a point. Okay? Well, have fun, and this game will help you practice playing and finding all the number add-in pairs to 10. Oh my gosh, my first grade friends, I cannot believe how hard you worked today. You did so many hard things. You looked at quick look circle cards. You looked at 10 frames. You were working so hard and you never gave up. Not once. I am so proud of you. So to celebrate, I think we should do one of my favorite cheers, the wow cheer. So put a W on this hand, a W on this hand, then put it up to your mouth and say, wow, because you wowed me today.